Teacher Honey.
How you doing today?
Good. I just put on lipstick for the first time in like years.
Lipstick during quarantine. Things are getting serious.
Yep. Pretty soon I'll just be like wearing my wedding dress around like, hey, I need to be.
Yep. Next time. Next video, you should show up in your wedding dress.
That'll be my sharing.
I would not fit in mine at all.
I would either.
Hey, do you have anything for show and tell today?
I sure do.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I have to share these shoes.
Those.
These are called Lems, and they're trail runners, and they're barefoot shoes, so you don't wear socks, and they're like quick drain. They are the best freaking preschool shoes I've ever seen. Okay.
Can you take one off and like give us a close-upper of it?
Okay. I know it seems silly that I'm like, shoes, but I can wear these outside to play in the mud and hose them off.
Okay.
It'll be dry by the end of the day.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay, so once you like hose them off, do your feet get all wrinkly?
Yeah. They dry.
Okay.
Okay, so
oh my gosh, they're so cute.
No socks required. They've got like a sock tongue on them.
Okay.
They're barefoot shoes, so they're like zero lift. They're really good for your feet and really good for being on your feet all day. They're really light.
Yeah.
And they're like the best preschool shoes. Like I can't, I don't even notice they're on my feet anymore.
Oh my gosh.
You can walk.
Yeah,
you can play in the sand. They're the best.
So are they like a green color with like mustard colored laces?
Yes. They have a
That's like, how did you find these? Was it like an internet hole?
It was so much research. If you know me,
what?
I don't take anything lightly. I read and research. In college, when I bought my first camera, I put together a binder of like all the different brands of cameras before I went to Best Buy to buy the camera.
Oh, interesting.
That's like how not like a fancy camera, just like I want to take pictures of my friends at parties because we didn't have iPhones because we're old.
Right.
Similar situation. I wanted a perfect preschool shoe that was barefoot, so you didn't have to wear socks, because if you wear socks, you can't get them wet, because that's gross.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted a barefoot shoe. I wanted a trail shoe so that I could hike in them and push the quad stroller with them and not hurt. I wanted something to be able to play in the sand pile without getting my feet just like full of gross sand, because that's also a thing here. We have a mountain of sand.
Yeah.
And the wetness, like you just always get wet, or like paint, art, your dishes, like you're just kind of always damp at school with little kids. Honestly, any child under 3, something is always wet on your body. So
it's very true.
If my feet get wet, they can like dry out quickly.
Oh my goodness, that actually, like, it makes a lot of sense. I don't think I've ever put that much thought into my shoes for work other than hiking boots for forest school.
Right? And for us, I needed something that could do the indoor stuff and the forest school, because we leave campus with the kids. So like I have to be able to do both.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I might have to get me a pair of those.
I also really love, until this, I had been a solid Mr. Rogers shoe, navy blue Ked person, like every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the insides like don't support your feet very well. And then when they get wet, they just hold the wet on you all day. They just nice and swishy all day. Also, these shoes are vegan, if that's a thing you care about.
Oh.
That was just like an added bonus for me. I'm not vegan, but you know.
Well, well, thanks for sharing, Fanny.
Yeah, no problem, honey.
Are we ready for my share?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sharing this book today. It's called Ruby Finds a Worry. by Tom Percival. And I love and adore this book right now in this pandemic that we're in, because it is a very, very good starting place for talking through things with your children. Can I just like give you a quick premise?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ruby finds a worry. So this little girl named Ruby likes to play, likes to go to the bottom of the garden. And then one day she discovered a worry hanging out next to her. And it never went away. And it just got bigger. And it got bigger. It went to school with her. It went everywhere with her. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And the more she thought about the worry, the more she worried about the worry.
Right? It just gets bigger and bigger the more you feed it.
Yep. And so it just keeps getting gigantic.
Oh, Ruby.
I know. One day, a little boy sitting on a bench. He looked sad. And so she thought maybe he had a worry too next to him. So they started talking about it. And they talked about things. And his worry started to shrink. And so the premise of the story is that the more you talk about it, the less the worry, the smaller the worry is.
I love it.
So her worry is still there sometimes, but it never gets that big anymore because she knows that the best thing to do is to talk about it.
Oh.
And it never hangs around for long.
Oh.
And I found this. So the other night, I read this to my son Knox. He's 5 before bed. And he, like, I could tell he was really thinking about it. And I asked, is there anything that you're worried about when we finish the story? And I'm not a mom. I'm working on it, but I didn't grow up in a household where we share everything. We didn't talk about things openly, and I kept a lot of things in. And I'm trying to learn to be a parent that allows that to happen for my children.
Yeah.
Because I allow that to happen for the children in my care at preschool. But I find it just a little bit more difficult to do as a parent. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of things that are easy to do as a teacher, like the last episode. It's easier to do it as a teacher than it is to do it as a parent, because as a parent, you're bombarded with so many things. But when you go to school and you're the teacher, like, that's the center of your world. So you can completely focus on those little beings. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I forget to ask my kids, like, how are you? Like, how are you really doing?
Right. It's
and
like,
so I've been
run out of empathy by the end of the day.
I know.
And not in a bad way, in just like a human way.
Right. And so I took the time to read the story to him, see what kind of conversations came up. Nothing came up. He's like, no, I don't worry. But then the next day, we went to preschool. It was our first day back at school. And he was a little bit shy to warm up to things at the beginning of the day. And it was like a good hour before one of his best buddies came, and he kind of milled around me and wouldn't do anything. And then the rest of the day, he was fine. And so as we were leaving, I asked, how did it feel to be back today? And he goes, well, I was a little bit scared at first. And I was like, oh, yeah? Tell me more. And so then he explained, but that was like the first time that he has ever said out loud how he was feeling about something when I've asked. And so I think right now in our pandemic, there's a lot of parents who have no idea what to share with their children, how much to share with their children. And I think the best thing to do is to maybe start with a resource like this. It's very simplistic and easy for everybody to understand, and use that as a starting ground to open up conversation. But I also feel like we need to be honest with children about what is happening and tell them the truth about the coronavirus and COVID and what can happen if you do get sick and if people get sick and just really explain what it is in child-friendly terms and not hide it from them because they are hearing it from everywhere. Mm-hmm. And whether you know it or not, they're picking up things. They're so in tune to everything around them. They are picking up things from other people. They're picking up things if you are going to preschool that other kids have come across in the world. And so they need to hear it from us. They need to hear the stories, the things about the virus in order to be able to make that worry shrink.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Kristen,
cheers!
All the things.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Can I tell you what that reminds me of?
Yes, please.
It reminds me of our conversation about natural literacy, about like environmental literacy, and this is emotional literacy.
Okay.
Like giving your kids the words to know what worry means and what is the coronavirus? Why aren't you in school? It's just like a way of building the vocabulary of what it means to be a healthy emotional person.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
Emotional literacy.
And it's
is that an
what?
Is that an actual like thing or did you just make that up?
I just made that up right now.
You are so smart.
Probably a thing. If environmental,
it's probably a thing.
It's probably a thing.
Right.
So with that, can I tell you what Guy has started doing?
Yeah, please.
So he just turned 3 and he's really into having a lot of things and mine. Mm-hmm. Like, these things are mine. He wants a lot of chips. I want the whole bag. I want it all. And so I'll say, Guy, can you share your chips with me? And he'll say, no, because quarantine. You can't share things with other people because we're quarantined. You can't go into the store because we're quarantined. You can't have any of my chips because of quarantine. It's like, well, okay. It wins every time.
Oh my goodness. So, do you have any other things that you use? Like, do you have any resources that or books that are your go-tos for emotional health?
I've shared it on the Play Frontier page, but Snip Snap, what's that? The book about the alligator that comes to call and the kids get really, really scared and one just runs away and hides. And then eventually stand up to it and say, alligator, go away. You get out. Alligator, you get out.
Oh, okay.
I like that book because it's more fear. Like it talks about fear and the kids get to be scared. They're scared of the alligator. Of course they're scared of this alligator. And then they also get to say, like, we're tired of this. We're going to do something about it. It's just a great book.
Snip, Snap.
Our go-to. Snip, Snap.
Okay. I like that.
Also, somebody put together a book online. Have you read The Napping House?
Yes.
There is a napping house where everyone is. It's like one of those books where ads on things.
Yeah,
It's called The House We Sheltered In. And it's the same pattern, but about sheltering in place in a house with your family to stay safe. And someday we'll all come out of our doors and it'll be lovely again.
Okay.
Another good one. I'll share the link with that. Can we put the link in the comments?
Yeah, I don't know. Can we? We'll try it. We're new to this whole thing.
We'll figure it out.
We also have some subscribers, I noticed, so that's cool.
Well, hey, welcome.
I know. We're YouTube stars. Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know if we're YouTube stars yet. We are not.
I know. Okay, in my 5-year-old's eyes, I'm a YouTube star.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, other things we can do to support. My brain is like always like a half step behind, then it catches up. And then I've got to go after this because there's a special visitor here.
Okay.
So the other thing,
the
dictated stories is the other big one.
Okay.
So you write down everything that the kids say, word for word. And sometimes they're like not nice things. And sometimes they're not understandable things. But writing it down, I think, has the same impact as in Ruby and her worry. Ruby shares a worry. It's like sharing it in a very tangible, permanent feeling way. Yeah. So asking kids if they want to write it down, or do they want to journal, or yeah.
We do that in our program as well. That happens a lot too, like when parents leave and there's sadness when parents are gone, and we'll ask, well, do you want to write a letter to your mom or your dad? I can help you. And so we use that a lot for that.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, Tiffany.
Well, Kristen.
It's been fun.
See you next time on That Early Childhood.